Everything's collapsing. People are panicking. What should we do? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5 here in Dubai. Hope you're doing well. Wherever you are, yes, it is a crypto nightmare of epic proportions, but this is normal, right? 50% losses, 60% losses in crypto. It's kind of par for the course. And yeah, some people are just not used to that kind of drawdowns. But it looks like, there's a good chance that Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana have some more downward sloping areas to go. And we're going to just cover that and decide what should we do if this is the case, and how do we detect it in today's episode. So make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and watch all the way to the end, because it's going to be a good one. And make sure, if you want to trade, you can watch. Not only you could trade at levex.davincij15.com, but you could watch this live, right? Because people who are following me, they're watching this live right now, and they're going to have a Q&A section just for signing up at levex.davincij15.com. I also have, WeEx, right? Affiliate with WeEx. And we're going to do some trades here on WeEx. We've already started some. And Tone Vays is coming to Dubai for a little bit. And then we're going to head over to the Financial Summit. So, make sure you check that out. Waffles, right? Haven't forgot you guys. It's just, market's down and things are a little sad. But don't worry. We'll be back. Same with Orc. Don't worry. It is still early in the cycle. We're going to be back. Same with Wow Mao and PayPay. So just the things have calmed down, right? And so we're going to see a lot of these things come back down, and including all the major names. So it is what it is. With that said, let's go and take a look at the charts for Bitcoin. And honestly, here's the thing, right? I was ready to say, okay, listen, my problem was with Solana. I've noticed that my problem with Solana is I should have been on the short side, but I was only focused on the fundamentals of Solana and focused on there has to be some long position somewhere. And I think that's what's my blind side here, is that the fundamentals of Bitcoin is absolutely spectacular, but who cares? You know what? I always do this to myself. I know technicals always trump fundamentals. What's that mean? It means that it doesn't matter, right? That everybody wants to buy this. It doesn't matter, right? That governments, corporations are buying it. It doesn't matter, right? You're like, what? How does it not matter? Isn't that the whole point? Yeah. But, right? The people who are buying it for the long term are not the people who are selling it for the short term. Let me repeat that. The people who are buying it for the long term are not the same people who are selling it in the short term. There are more short-term sellers, right, than there is long-term buyers. You see? Okay, with that said, right, although the fundamentals are good, right, and, the long-term holders will be rewarded eventually, the short-term sellers have control of this market. All right, so with that said, we have to accept that. So we have to accept and ignore the fundamentals and look at the technicals. The technicals say, right, if we're looking at this on a daily scales, right? What do we see here? We see a lot of candle bodies above this red line, right? And we have one candle body below this red line. This is bearish, right? We also, scroll back, have this key point here, right, which starts this upper trend here, sideways trend. Start of the trend is now support. This is the end. If we break into this area here, this is a downward trend spiral all the way down to 73K, which let's mark that, right? Right here, the top of this level here, which happens to coincide with our AB equals CD. Let's do another check. I want to check another thing, technical information, right? So we have coincidence there, but let's see if there's any other coincidences to see if this thing can give us a clear path that would give us the highest probability of, hey, you know what? We are in trouble. All right, so that's a 2 to, just a full 2 to 1. 6.1.8 will give us nothing there. Just a 200 period moving, 1.618, 200 period moving average. There we go. 1.618, right? The 1.44 in the area of where we could see a reversal, right? Not good enough for me, actually. That's not good enough for me. I would have preferred the 1.618, but right now it lines up with the 71-ish area, which, it's a possibility, right? So this is something we have to consider, right, in our analysis and our planning for any kind of particular trade, right? And so, with that said, really keen on that particular Fibonacci retracement. Let's see here. Is there any others that we can use to give us some sort of indication? Let's try. I don't think there's anything from here to there. Now, this is clear. You're like, well, you're cherry picking the data. You could say that. However, the way Fibonacci levels work is that all of these are correct. Anywhere, all these key top wicks, right, are correct points, right? Because these are higher highs, and including this one. And now you're saying, well, ooh, that's cherry picking. Well, yeah, you could say that, right? But there's a clear indication, right, that this candle, none of the candle bodies broke above that particular point. And same, right up here on the daily. And so it is a very relevant price point, very relevant, right? So with that being said, because it's so relevant, right, it's beginning of the lower highs, right? Lower high, lower high, lower highs, right? Because this is the first lower high, right? So it's very relevant. It's very relevant, guys. That price of 106 into the current reversal price here, this targets our bottom, right, of 73.5. It is what it is, right? And so it is not exactly cherry picking, dude. With that said, right, we have to look at our trades and say, does this make any sense anymore? And it doesn't, right? So we're going to have to, exit this trade and make some adjustments. And I realized that after, looking at what happened to Solana. It was clear to me, right, when I was looking at this, that wait a second here, we've got double tops here, right? And we have to accept it. And so the double top bottom gets worse, right? There's worse to come, right? If we really accepted it, the 71, right? Let's just see here. This is from here to there, right? And so if we accepted that, right? 171, right? Or if let's just reject that one, right? Let's just, because it's an unfair wick, right? That wick could have been like, an accidental wick that doesn't exist on the rest of the charts, right? The actual mark price, right? So, or index price. So let's just assume that that's the case, okay? 92, right? But if we scrolled over, I bet you we're going to do this another day. We're going to check this on another chart. I bet you there's some key points here. So let's also do another thing here. Let's just check. I mean, we probably shouldn't use this wick but let's use it anyways. There's a clear indication that's close to our levels, but it's not. I'm not happy with it. Right? It's not right. It's not exactly accurate. It's close to it, but not exactly accurate. Mostly because the wicks are just too big, too big. So let's ignore the wicks. Now we're going to have to look for that key level that makes sense. See if this thing is going to go further, further down, only because Bitcoin appears to be going further down. Appears to. I mean, we need a reversal of epic proportion here, right? To get us back into this lower level of the band, 91K, right? 91.5, or else we're in trouble. We're in trouble. That's just the way it is, right? And the same applies for Ethereum. So I'm going to leave it at that, right? We're in trouble, and we need to reverse some of our trades. And I'm not gonna do any trades today. I'm just gonna look for where we can reverse this thing and talk about it in tomorrow's video, right? So make sure you stay tuned, right? And we're gonna find out where this is gonna go, how this is gonna trade, how the best to trade this. But there's clear evidence that we need to do some changes and make some changes and accept the technicals, even though the fundamentals say something different.